Hi guys, I hope you have worked on this table on yourself. What I've tried to do here is to actually, as a courtesy, just help you, show you actually how to quickly do this without wasting much time. Mathematics is about efficiency, that is saving time. So what you do here is you don't actually have to substitute it for the values here, for these values here. You don't really have to, because what is happening here, you must notice that x is squared, meaning it's always positive. Remember that very first discovery exercise, guys. So this is why it's important to complete those exercises. So you need to realize that it doesn't matter whether the value is negative or positive, you will always get the same value when you substitute here. Of course, it's a different case in this case because you've got to first substitute the value, make it positive, then make it negative later on, okay? The same thing here is a different case. After the value is being made positive, you're going to make it negative by a negative half there. The same thing here, okay? Those are the only special cases. However, there's one thing that I want you guys to pick up. If you're going to use a table to plot, of course, I don't recommend this. It's a waste of time, and you'll see what I do when I sketch graphs. So we've got 7 to -1. And what I actually did here, I did not even bother to substitute. I just took this value here, I meshed it with that value. This one here, I meshed it with this value. And this one here, I gave it a match there. And that's exactly what is going to happen with everything else. So I'm going to put a 3 here. I'm going to put a 6 here. I'm going to put 11 here. And you can confirm this for me. If I'm wrong, go ahead and text me on our WhatsApp line. Tell me, Mr. G, you are feeding us some poison there. I'll gladly accept that and apologize to everyone. Okay, just make sure that I'm wrong, okay? And then, of course, this is 5/2. That's going to be a 1. And this is going to be 5/12. This is going to be a -1. This is going to be a -7. And I'm not sure if it makes sense for this thing here to be a -1. Yes, it does. What about this one here? I don't think I've got this one right. Yes, because if I put a -2 into 9 and I add a 1, this is actually -18 plus 1. So Mr. G was supposed to write the -17. I must have left out the 7 here. Okay, so you can see I also check my values. It doesn't make sense for a -1 to be there and a -1 to be here also. So I kind of now, because I've done this for a long time, as I said, I kind of know what to expect with the parabola. Okay, now, why does this work, guys? Why is it the case that you don't have to bother? And have you noticed something also about this column here? Let me just highlight this column for you. Have you noticed something about this column here? The 0 column. Have you noticed, have you tried to think around and observe, notice that actually this -2 is that -2 there. This 2 is that 2 there. This -4 is the same thing there. This -3 is the same thing there. This 3 here is the same thing. And this 1 is the same thing there. Have you tried to think about that, guys? I hope you did. If not, it's time to give it a thought. Have you thought about that? Now, if you were to sketch this, you realize these are all y-intercepts. These are all y-intercepts, actually. This is where the graph cuts the y-axis. And you'll also realize that this is actually the point where the graph is symmetric. Okay, if you did try and explore, and probably maybe if you went ahead and did a sketch. Okay, so those are very cool things that I wanted you guys to actually see as you complete the table, right? So it's very important to do every task that I advise you to do. There's a reason, a very good reason why I tell you to do that. Now, quick summary, and I wrap up this video. We have concluded already on A. We know now what we can expect. Now, I'm just going to add a couple of things relating to Q. Okay. Now, when Q is involved, guys, Q is actually known as what we call the vertical shift. So when Q is greater than 0, the graph actually shifts upward. When Q is less than 0, the graph actually shifts downward. Now, for the range, of course, this will now not be true anymore, okay? Because we actually have to consider now the value of Q, all right? So for the range, actually, if I am happy, okay, if you are happy somewhere here, this will just depend on the value of Q, as I said. And so your range actually, you are going, Y will be greater than or equals to Q. And if you are sad, like some in this case, then again, your range also depends on the value of Q. So Y will be less than or equals to Q. All right. Your range depends on that. So in essence, you are moving from minus infinity to whatever Q might be. And here you are moving from Q to positive infinity. That is very, very critical for you to understand and for you to know at this point. Okay, so that's about it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this and you have some clarity of thought now on the effect of A and Q. In the next upcoming videos, of course, we are now going to do the actual plotting of the parabola, and I'll show you the simple 4 steps that you can use to plot a quadratic function. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Keep well.